I'm Elba Lizardi. I'm the operations director for Refining and Chemicals North America in West Deptford, New Jersey, and that's part of Precious Metal Products Division. Growing up, my mom always wanted us to be involved in lots of activities, whether it was sports or even educational activities. And one of the things that she had us do was participate in a weekend program by a local company focused on engineering, science and engineering classes. Basically, what happened there was I started learning more about engineering, not just that, but was able to take a tour of some local companies. And one of those, I saw plastics and different types of materials. And that was kind of when I was like, I want to work for this company. I want to do this. Not that I ever did that, but that's what spurred me to go and be a chemical engineer. I think first of all, it shouldn't be a challenge. You shouldn't say that's a male-dominated field. You should say I can do whatever. Like I said, that's how I was brought up, and that's how I was encouraged to move on, was to do whatever I set my mind to. So I think that's the first thing, and just work on it and do the job. It is a challenge to get through school sometimes, but it's no different from any other degree that you're working on. And think about what do you want to do with it. The one reason that I thought chemical engineering was a good thing to study was it's so broad. You could do food, you could do chemicals, you could do automotive. So there was a lot of opportunities for jobs once you got out of school. And it's just finding what your thing is, what's going to excite you, what's going to get you up every morning and come to work and be excited about it. If you spend all this time studying to be a chemical engineer, you don't want to get up and be bored and not enjoy it. So it's kind of finding your specialty and just do it to as far as you can go with it. So currently I'm the operations director of Refining Chemicals in West Deptford, New Jersey. I've been there about 3 years now. I'm responsible for the entire manufacturing facility there, which is both refining and chemicals, and we make catalysts as well. It's been a challenge for me after being in ECT for 16 years to move to a totally new division, a division that I really didn't understand. To me, the only thing I knew about refining and chemicals was the association with ECT. So you take our catalysts and refine them, you give us platinum, palladium, and rhodium so that we can make more. And I've found that it's a lot more than that. It's much more complex. We deal with a lot of different materials going through the refinery. We make hundreds of different chemicals coming out of the chemicals area. We're dealing with a lot of different industries. It's not just automotive. So it's dealing with a lot of different requirements, trying to understand what the different businesses are looking for. I was very used to just automotive. That's all I did. And now it's, what about medical? What about pharma? What about, we do aviation. We do have a lot of different things. So it's very diverse. So it's definitely opened up, my experiences to a lot of different things that are happening. It's not just catalysts and cars anymore. The biggest thing for me is adapting to change. Adapting to when I've moved every time has pretty much been a change of the culture, change of language, change of the way of doing business. So being able to adapt to that helps me to understand what people are going through when we're trying to make change happen. Right now at West Deptford, we're trying to make change happen for a lot of different reasons. And it's understanding where they're coming from when they're asking questions or doubting or looking scared, and being able to say, look, it's important, this is why. I've been there, I've experienced it, because I was working in a different place and having to walk in the first day and say, how do they do business here? I've learned to do that, and therefore I can apply it when other people feel that way. So it's adapting, being adaptable to what's around you, your surroundings. Yeah, I would say South Africa, and seeing wildlife. And I took a vacation to Zimbabwe and had, an elephant right here in the wild. I was on an open back Jeep, and the guide said, okay, everyone, don't move. Don't make any noise. There's a pride of lions coming. And we're like, what? When you're in an open top Jeep and they're saying don't move because lions are coming, you kind of freak out a little bit and say, please don't sneeze, please don't cough. And literally a mom and a dad and 3-4 cubs walked by, 10 feet in front of us, and it was the coolest thing ever. And it's one of those things that, I don't think in my life I would have gone to South Africa or to, that area of the world. So to me, Johnson Matthey has given me an opportunity to see things I wouldn't have seen otherwise. Certainly I wouldn't have gone to Mexico to work in that part of the world, and So I think that's what's cool as well, is you're doing things that maybe you wouldn't do otherwise. Another assignment, hopefully, overseas. We've never lived in Europe, and that's kind of what I want to do at some point in my career. It just depends on where and when, what the opportunity is, obviously. But, I've moved a lot over my entire career. About half of my career has been outside of the U.S., and I'm ready for it to be more. I just don't know what the next job will be right now, but I know that I still want to keep moving around.